Even the most simple things on this SL are proving to be a challenge. These are the speaker covers, and these particular speaker covers, to get them off, there are screws underneath that are hidden when it's on the car. I think originally there might have been clips, but on these cars they were being screwed on. But you can see that in actual fact, whoever's put that vinyl on hasn't done it the right way. That wider piece of vinyl should actually be at the bottom. When you turn these things over, we're basically going to be changing the colour of our interior to black, and you know, you could just spray over that if you wanted to do a really shoddy job, but really what you need to do it properly, because if you turn these things over, you can see just how rusty that is, and if you just put that back on the car eventually, well, it won't improve. So what we're going to do is we're going to carefully take off all of this trim, we're going to clean it, and then we're going to spray it with plastic adhesion and prime it, and then spray it black when it's off the car. Meanwhile, we're going to put this in a bath of rust remover, both sides, then we're going to re-prime them and put them back on and do the job properly. And while we're at it, we will put this piece of trim on the right way round. So it's not a 5-minute job to sort out those speaker covers, but these speaker covers from eBay cost about £85. £85. So it's an expensive little part of the car, and we're going to refurbish it and sort it out the proper way. Done is taking off the vinyl surrounds, and I've got a little helper with me today, and then we're just going to wash that down with some thinners, and then we're going to spray it with some plastic adhesion, put some undercoat on there, and then spray that black. That leaves us with these metal plates. I'm just very carefully using a Stanley knife to separate that piece of foam. I'm not sure whether we'll reuse it, but over that originally was a piece of material mesh. What I'm going to do is just go along to a speaker shop and see what's available today, but I'm going to take that off very carefully. Then we're going to get some thinners on there, get the old paint off, de-rust it, and then paint it. What we're going to do is spray them with plastic adhesion promoter. After that, we're going to prime them and then spray them. You can't just spray paint straight onto plastic like that, otherwise eventually it'll just crack and chip off. This stuff here helps the paint and the primer stick to the plastic, so you don't get that problem. So not so close, a bit further away. That's it, really good. That's enough, that's enough. Do that bit. Really good. Same again there. This with a wire brush. I had hoped to get all that paint off, but it doesn't want to come off, and we're just going to put that in a bath of rust remover. That often dissolves the paint as well. We're going to try and get that back to bare metal, and then I think we'll spray that with Eastwood or Eastman's, can't remember which, rust encapsulator, which is like a primer but also a black matte finish, and that will stop it rusting in the future. Not evaporust, but the rust bath over that has come out really well. Give that a little scrub there, that little bit of rust. That has come out much better than expected. Practically all the rust is gone. I think we can leave that in a little bit longer, just get rid of those bits. These speakers, the speaker backings have been sitting in this bath of rust remover overnight. All the rust is gone, most of the paint has come off. We're just going to sand the rest of the paint off and then spray it up with some rust encapsulator, and that will be as good as new. All the rust is off. We can now spray that up with rust encapsulator and put this speaker back together. With rust encapsulator on there, the advantage of using that is it acts as a primer and will also stop any rust coming back, and it's also a matte black finish. It's not cheap, this stuff. It's about £25 a can from Frost online, or you can also get it from Moss in Bristol. Speaker covers with proper plastic adhesion primer and proper plastic paint. We've sanded all the rust off these, de-rusted them, sanded all the paint off, sprayed them with rust encapsulator. Now we're going to put the speakers back together. Originally what would have been over there was this very thin sponge covered with a fine mesh. What we're going to do, or we're going to try and do, is we just purchased a grease splash guard from eBay for £2, which is actually made up of very fine black mesh, and I'm just going to actually use that to try and make 2 speaker covers. This here from eBay cost £1.99. Trying to buy small quantities of speaker mesh is quite difficult, so I'm going to try that, see how it comes out. By my friends pairs of scissors from Sainsbury's, which cost a couple of pounds. The reason being that they're really super sharp and really good, and they're easily sharp enough to cut through the mesh. Metal mesh in like that without using any glue. And the easiest way to get the metal backing in, you don't want to bend these too much, you'll end up either cracking the vinyl or cracking the paint. We're just going to bend that one back and slide this down like that, and then fold that back over and glue the flaps down. The car, I'm not actually sure that we're even going to need to glue the vinyl to the metal, because by the time you've screwed that on and that's pushed on flat, that is not going anywhere. So I think in the first instance we're just going to try screwing that back onto the car the way it was, and that will look better than the original.